Ladies and gentlemen, success is not a passive game. It demands action, intention, and the courage to force your circumstances to align with your vision. Today, we break free from waiting for perfect moments and learn how to make things work by sheer determination and strategic effort. Are you ready to take control and command your future? There is a power inside every single one of us, a force, a potential, a reservoir of untapped strength waiting to be awakened. But here's the truth most people don't want to admit: that power will never activate on its own. It does not wait patiently for the perfect conditions, for luck to strike, or for someone else's permission. No, the power within you only comes alive when you decide to unleash it, when you choose to force things to work. You see, life doesn't hand out success as a gift. It rewards those who are relentless, those who refuse to accept no as an answer. But this relentless pursuit doesn't mean mindless effort. It means harnessing your mind, your focus, your energy, channeling every ounce of your being into making your vision real. The power inside you is a source of incredible creativity, resilience, and drive. But here is what most people miss: that power demands action. You can feel motivated all day long, you can dream for years, but unless you push, unless you force things to move, you will remain stuck. Ask yourself, what am I waiting for? Are you waiting for the right opportunity? Waiting for someone to open a door? Waiting for things to fall into place? If you want something badly enough, waiting is a luxury you cannot afford. The power within you calls for boldness. It calls for a decision to be relentless, to move forward even when the odds seem against you. That's how champions are made, not by chance, but by choice. But you might say, what if I fail? What if I'm rejected? Failure is not your enemy. Failure is feedback. Every setback is an invitation to learn, to grow stronger, to adjust your strategy, and to press on with even greater force. The power inside you thrives on persistence. It's fed by challenges and hardened through trials. If you want to unleash your true power, you have to stop fearing failure and start embracing the process of becoming unstoppable. Now, it's not just about raw power or brute force. It's about intelligent effort, focusing your energy on the right goals, creating plans that align with your strengths, and executing with precision. You force things to work by understanding where to apply your strength and when to adapt your approach. This is not about blind persistence. This is about strategic relentlessness. I want you to visualize your life right now. What dreams are sleeping quietly inside you? What ideas have you buried because they seem too difficult? It's time to wake those dreams up. It's time to shake them loose from the dust of doubt and inactivity. The power inside you was given for a reason: to create, to lead, to build, to conquer. But the question remains: will you answer the call, or will you let your power stay dormant, waiting for a miracle that may never come? Remember, the moment you decide to force things to work, everything changes. Doors you thought were locked start to open. People start to notice your determination. Opportunities begin to find you. That power is no longer potential. It becomes unstoppable momentum. But here's a challenge for you to consider. How do you keep that power burning day after day, especially when the excitement fades and obstacles rise? How do you make sure you don't burn out or lose focus in the middle of the fight? We'll explore that in the next step: mastering the discipline of persistent action, the daily commitment that separates those who try from those who triumph. Are you ready to learn the secret to sustaining your power beyond the first burst of energy? Because that's where the true transformation begins. That's why the next step, the ART of relentless pursuit, is absolutely critical. You must learn how to chase your vision with a hunger and focus so fierce it becomes unstoppable. Relentless pursuit is not about reckless chase. It's about disciplined, deliberate, strategic movement toward your goal every single day. It means waking up with a plan and going to bed knowing you pushed yourself closer, no matter how small the progress. It's about ignoring distractions, silencing the doubts, and breaking down every obstacle with a mindset that says, I will make this work. Ask yourself this: How many dreams have been crushed simply because people gave up too soon? How many ideas died in the dark corners of your mind because you allowed temporary setbacks to convince you that you weren't meant to succeed? The harsh truth is this: success rarely happens overnight. It's the result of countless small steps taken with persistence and passion every day, no matter what. But here's the catch: relentless pursuit requires sacrifice. It demands you put aside comfort, postpone instant gratification, and commit to a vision bigger than your excuse. It requires you to focus like a laser beam on your purpose, cutting through the noise of life's distractions, and staying locked in on what truly matters. And in that relentless pursuit, your mindset is everything. You must believe so deeply in your vision that no obstacle can shake your faith in your own ability. You must become a master at seeing opportunity where others see failure, a champion at finding solutions where others see problems. Your eyes must be fixed on the prize, your heart fueled by the burning desire to achieve what others say is impossible. But it's not just about mental toughness, it's about consistent action. A vision without work is a fantasy. You must move, you must act, and you must keep moving, even when the path is unclear. Every successful person you admire knows this truth. It is the relentless pursuit of their vision, day in and day out, that separates them from the crowd. Now imagine what could happen if you applied this relentless pursuit to your own life. Imagine the doors that would open, the breakthroughs that would come, the momentum you would build when you refuse to stop pushing forward. What dreams would finally come to life? But relentless pursuit also comes with a challenge of endurance. How do you sustain that level of passion and effort when the initial excitement wears off? When the struggle feels too long and the results seem too slow? How do you stay on track when distractions and doubts creep in? That's exactly what we need to dive into next. Breaking through barriers and taking control of your destiny. Because relentless pursuit isn't just about chasing a dream, it's about conquering the obstacles that try to stop you. Are you ready to learn how to break those walls down and own your future? The next step will reveal the strategies to take control when life tries to take control of you. Every one of us faces barriers, walls, mountains, obstacles that seem impossible to climb or break through. These barriers are not just physical or external. Often they are the limits we place on ourselves, the doubts, fears, and excuses that whisper, "You can't, it's too hard, or maybe you're not meant for this." But here is the truth that few are willing to face. Barriers only have power if you give them power. The moment you decide to take control, those barriers begin to crumble. Think about the times you felt stuck, trapped in a situation that seemed unchangeable. How many times have you told yourself, "This is just the way it is," or "I don't have what it takes to move forward"? Those thoughts are the invisible barriers, stronger, more dangerous than any wall of stone, but the power to break through them lies within you. It's a matter of mindset, determination, and the will to refuse being a prisoner of circumstances. Taking control of your destiny means refusing to let life's challenges dictate your story. It means standing up, shaking off defeat, and saying, "I will find a way." It means turning obstacles into stepping stones and using every setback as a setup for a comeback. The barrier becomes your training ground, your proving ground. The question is, will you rise to the challenge, or will you remain confined by fear and limitation? Many wait for the perfect moment, for someone else to rescue them, or for conditions to improve. But those who take control understand this: the perfect moment rarely comes. Instead, they create their moment by pushing through the walls of resistance, by breaking the chains of limitation, and by stepping into the driver's seat of their own life. You become the pilot, the architect, the warrior of your destiny. Now, breaking through barriers isn't easy. It requires strength, mental, emotional, and sometimes physical. It requires learning to handle discomfort, to persist when the path is rough, and to keep moving when every voice inside tells you to quit. But here's a secret: every barrier broken increases your confidence. Every wall you tear down builds your resilience. And with every breakthrough, you get closer to living the life you were meant to live. But remember, taking control also means knowing when to adapt your strategy. It's not about banging your head against the same wall repeatedly. It's about being smart, finding new ways, new routes, new solutions that lead you around, over, or through the obstacles. The key is not to give up but to keep moving. So what barriers are holding you back today? What limits have you accepted that no longer serve you? And what is it going to take for you to finally break free and seize your destiny? Because once you make that decision, nothing can stop you. But here's the next challenge. How do you shift from just breaking barriers to mastering the discipline needed to stay on course? How do you keep control when distractions try to pull you away and motivation wanes? In the next part, we will uncover the secret to mastering persistent action, the discipline that turns breakthroughs into lasting success. Are you ready to learn how to build that unshakable discipline and keep driving forward no matter what? But life is not a spectator sport. You are not meant to sit on the sidelines, watching as others create the success and happiness you desire. To truly take control, you must shift from being passive to becoming proactive, commanding your life's outcome with purpose and intention. Ask yourself, what does it mean to be proactive? It means you take responsibility for your circumstances. You don't blame the economy, your past, or other people when things don't go your way. Instead, you own your power to change, to act, to influence your future. It's about recognizing that your actions today determine your tomorrow. Being proactive means anticipating challenges before they come, preparing for obstacles before they appear, and creating solutions before problems arise. It's the mindset of a leader, someone who refuses to be a victim of circumstances, but instead shapes those circumstances. It's about being the cause, not the effect. When you become proactive, you stop reacting to life. You start directing. Imagine how different your life would look if every day you woke up saying, I will make today count. I will take control of what I can and find ways to navigate what I can. Imagine no longer waiting for permission, no longer hoping for luck, but confidently stepping into your power, ready to force things to work in your favor. But shifting from passive to proactive requires a change in how you think about failure and discomfort. Passive people avoid risk. They wait for guarantees. Proactive people embrace risk, understanding that failure is just part of the process, a necessary step toward growth and success. They understand that discomfort signals progress, and they don't let fear paralyze them. This shift also demands discipline. It means setting clear goals, making daily plans, and holding yourself accountable. Proactivity is not a one-time decision, it's a lifestyle. It's about building habits that keep you moving forward, even when motivation fades and excitement dims. It's about pushing through resistance, because you know that your future depends on it. Think about your current habits. Are they helping you take control, or are they keeping you passive? Are you waiting for opportunities, or are you creating? Are you leading your life, or are you letting life lead you? Now here's a powerful truth. You cannot command your life's outcome if you don't own your power to act. You must stop waiting, stop hesitating, and start forcing your vision into reality. This is how leaders are made, by those who refuse to be passive, who refuse to let circumstances dictate their destiny. But here's the next challenge. How do you master the discipline to keep moving forward day after day, when distractions and discouragement threaten to pull you back? How do you build the persistence that turns effort into lasting success? In the next part, we will dive into mastering the discipline of persistent action, the daily commitment that turns dreams into reality and separates the winners from the rest. Are you ready to discover the secret to staying unstoppable? No matter what, discipline is the secret weapon that separates those who talk about their dreams from those who actually achieve them. It's the daily commitment to show up, to do the work, even when you don't feel like it. Ask yourself, what happens when motivation runs dry? When the initial spark of passion dims, and the path forward looks long and exhausting. Without discipline, most people quit, they give up, they settle for less. But discipline is the bridge that carries you from desire to reality, from dreams to tangible results. It is the force that keeps you moving forward when every part of you wants to stop. Discipline isn't about perfection or never making mistakes. It's about consistency, showing up day after day, putting in the effort, no matter how small, no matter how slow the progress seems. It's about creating habits that support your vision, habits so strong they become automatic, unstoppable. Imagine how powerful that would be, no longer relying on motivation, but on a disciplined routine that propels you forward like clockwork. But discipline also requires sacrifice. It means saying no to distractions, to comfort, to excuses. It means prioritizing your goals over instant gratification. It means pushing through fatigue, doubts, and distractions, and choosing your future over your present comfort. That's the mindset you have to develop, one that values long-term success over short-term ease. The truth is, discipline can be learned and strengthened. It's a skill, not a trait you're born with. You build discipline by starting small, setting clear goals, and holding yourself accountable. When you commit to doing the work, even on the days you don't want to, you build momentum, and momentum is powerful. It carries you forward, making the next step easier and the one after that even easier still. But beware, discipline is often tested by your environment. Surround yourself with distractions, negative influences, or people who don't support your vision, and your discipline will crumble. So be intentional about who and what you allow into your life. Protect your time, your energy, and your focus fiercely. Now here's a challenge. How do you maintain discipline when faced with setbacks? When progress stalls and obstacles threaten to overwhelm? The answer lies in your why, your purpose, your vision, the reason you started this journey in the first place. When your why is strong enough, discipline becomes non-negotiable. It becomes a commitment to yourself and your future that no obstacle can break. So are you ready to commit to the daily work, to build the habits, to make the sacrifices, and to master the discipline that will turn your dreams into reality? Because mastering discipline is not just about starting strong, it's about finishing strong. But what happens after you master discipline? How do you turn persistent action into unstoppable momentum? How do you make sure your efforts lead to breakthrough results and lasting change? That's what we'll explore next. Turning obstacles into opportunities with unyielding will. Are you ready to learn how to transform every challenge into a stepping stone for success? But here's what most people don't understand. Obstacles are not the enemy. Obstacles are the gateway to your growth, the test of your will, the proving ground where dreams are either crushed or forged into reality. The question is, what will you do when the road gets rough? Will you see obstacles as dead ends, as signs to give up, or will you learn to see them as hidden opportunities, doors waiting to be unlocked by your determination and creativity? The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is often found in this mindset shift, turning challenges into stepping stones. It requires an unwavering will, a fierce commitment that no barrier, no setback, no failure will stop your progress. Think about the most successful people you know. Their paths were never smooth. They faced rejection, disappointment, and failure, but they didn't quit. Why? Because they saw every obstacle as a chance to learn, to improve, and to grow stronger. Their will was unshakable. They refused to be victims of circumstance. Instead, they became victors over circumstance. Now, this kind of willpower isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. It's forged in the fire of adversity, strengthened every time you choose to push through pain, frustration, and uncertainty. Unwavering will means you don't just endure obstacles, you use them, you analyze them, you adapt, and you find new ways forward. That's how you turn what looks like a barrier into an opportunity. But let me be clear, this process is not easy. It demands mental toughness, resilience, and sometimes a complete rethinking of your approach. When the first plan fails, you don't give up. You develop a second, a third, or even a 10th plan, because your will is stronger than any problem you face. Ask yourself, how do you respond when life hits you hard? Do you crumble under pressure, or do you rise fueled by the knowledge that every obstacle is a chance to prove your strength? This is the mindset that separates those who dream from those who do. And remember, opportunities often hide within obstacles. A failed project might teach you skills you never expected to learn. A rejection might redirect you toward a better path. The moment you start looking for opportunity in every challenge, you become unstoppable. But here's a question to ponder. How do you maintain that unwavering will over the long haul? How do you stay motivated, focused, and resilient when the struggle lasts longer than you imagined? Because willpower alone isn't enough if you don't have a system to keep you moving forward. That's exactly what we will tackle next. The mindset shift that transforms effort into influence. The power of focused action to make things work, no matter the odds. Are you ready to harness that influence and become the force that changes everything. The next step will show you focus is the currency of success. Without it, your energy scatters like dust in the wind. Your efforts diluted, your results minimal. But when you harness the power of focused action, something extraordinary happens. You become a force of nature, a magnet drawing success closer with every deliberate step you take. The question is, are you truly focused or just busy? Busy is not the same as productive. Busy people fill their days with activity, but accomplish little. Focused individuals channel their energy on the most important tasks, the actions that move the needle toward their goals. They know that effectiveness comes from quality, not quantity. They understand that a single well-directed arrow will hit the target far better than 100 scattered shots. Think about it. How often do distractions steal your attention? Social media, endless emails, unnecessary meetings, and random interruptions all chip away at your focus. The challenge isn't just to work hard, but to work smart, deliberately eliminating distractions and concentrating your energy on what truly matters. But focus is not just about external distractions. It's also about mastering your internal environment, your thoughts, doubts, and fears. When your mind wanders to uncertainty or fear, your actions lose power. Focus demands discipline to train your mind to return to the target repeatedly, no matter how many times it drifts away. Focused action requires clarity of purpose. Without a clear target, your focus will be aimless. You must know exactly what you want to achieve, why it matters, and what steps will get you there. This clarity transforms vague goals into laser-sharp missions, igniting your drive and directing your every move. And here's a secret: focus multiplies your energy. When you concentrate on one task fully and completely, you enter a state where time seems to stretch and productivity skyrockets. It's called flow, and it's the zone where excellence is born. But focus alone isn't enough. You must combine it with action. The most focused person who never moves forward is like a car revving its engine in neutral. You must initiate consistently, persistently, deliberately. Every step you take in focused action builds momentum, and momentum creates unstoppable progress. Ask yourself, are your daily actions aligned with your biggest goals? Or are you drifting through your tasks without purpose? Are you allowing distractions to dilute your power? Or are you commanding your attention like a master strategist? Here's the truth. Focused action turns potential into results. It transforms ideas into realities. It's the bridge between dreaming and doing. Without it, you remain stuck in planning and hoping. With it, you become a person who makes things happen. But the question remains, how do you cultivate and sustain this level of focus in a world designed to pull you in every direction? How do you protect your attention, sharpen your purpose, and keep your eyes on the prize when distractions threaten to derail you? That's exactly what we will explore next. Building unstoppable momentum through consistent progress. Are you ready to discover the secret to staying locked in and driving forward, no matter what life throws at you? The next step will reveal how to keep your momentum unstoppable. Momentum is the magic that turns small actions into massive results. It's the force that carries you through challenges, fatigue, and doubt, pushing you forward even when the path feels impossible. But momentum doesn't appear out of nowhere. It is built one consistent step at a time. So the real question is, are you building momentum or letting it slip through your fingers? Think about how momentum works in the physical world. Once an object is moving, it requires less effort to keep it moving. The same applies to your journey towards success. The hardest part is often just getting started. But once you begin, every action you take adds fuel to your momentum engine. Each day you show up, each task you complete, each obstacle you overcome propels you further and faster toward your goal. The key to building momentum is consistency. It's not about giant leaps or overnight success. It's about small, deliberate actions done repeatedly, without fail. Consistency creates habits, and habits build character. And character That's what sustains you when motivation fades and obstacles arise. But consistency requires commitment. You have to be willing to push through the days when you feel tired, when the excitement has died down and the results aren't yet visible. That's when most people quit. But the ones who succeed know this secret. Persistence is the price of momentum. They keep going even when it hurts, even when it's hard. Ask yourself, what routines and habits are you cultivating right now? Are they leading you closer to your goals, or are they distractions disguised as comfort? Are you taking action every day, no matter how small, or are you waiting for the perfect moment that never comes? Building momentum also means celebrating small wins. Every milestone reached is a signal to your brain that you're making progress, boosting your confidence and energizing your efforts. Don't wait until the finish line to celebrate, acknowledge every step forward. This positive reinforcement fuels your momentum and makes the journey more enjoyable. But here's a warning: momentum can be fragile. A missed day, a wrong choice, or a negative mindset can slow you down or even stop you in your tracks. That's why you must protect your momentum fiercely. Guard your time, your focus, and your energy. Avoid distractions and negative influences that try to pull you away from your path. Now imagine what would happen if you could maintain unstoppable momentum, day after day, week after week, month after month. The results would be exponential. You would find yourself accomplishing things you once thought impossible, breaking barriers and turning your vision into reality. But momentum alone isn't enough. How do you ensure your progress is leading to lasting change, not just temporary success? How do you leverage momentum to create a future that's not only successful but fulfilling and meaningful? That's what we will explore next. The power of building a legacy and making your success count beyond yourself. Are you ready to discover how to make your impact last forever? The next step will reveal how to create a legacy that outlives obstacles and challenges. True success is measured by the impact you leave behind, by the legacy that outlives you, that continues to inspire, empower, and transform long after you're gone. The question is, are you building a legacy or just chasing temporary wins? Legacy is about planting seeds today, seeds that will grow and flourish in the future. It's about investing your time, energy, and resources into something bigger than yourself, something that will benefit others long after your immediate goals are met. When you build a legacy, your efforts become immortalized through the lives you touch and the changes you create. But legacy doesn't happen by accident. It requires vision, a clear understanding of the impact you want to leave. What do you want to be remembered for? What mark do you want to make on your family, community, industry, or even the world? Without a vision for legacy, your actions risk being short-sighted, focused only on instant gratification or fleeting success. Creating a legacy also demands sacrifice. It means making choices that benefit future generations, even when the rewards aren't immediate. It's about prioritizing long-term significance over short-term comfort. That's the mindset of someone who forces things to work, not just for today, but for tomorrow and beyond. Ask yourself, what kind of legacy are you building with your life right now? Are your daily actions aligned with a purpose greater than yourself? Are you contributing to something meaningful, or merely reacting to the demands of the moment? Legacy calls for intentionality in everything you do. But here's the powerful truth. Your legacy is created not only through grand gestures, but through consistent, small acts of excellence, kindness, and leadership. Every decision to persevere, every effort to uplift others, every choice to stand firm in your values adds to the foundation of your legacy. It's the little things done consistently that create monumental impact. Legacy also means empowerment. It's about developing others, sharing your knowledge, and inspiring those who come after you to continue the journey. When you empower others to succeed, you multiply your influence exponentially. Your legacy becomes a living, breathing force that grows beyond your own reach. Yet building a legacy is not without challenges. Obstacles will arise, doubts will creep in, and the temptation to settle for less will always be there. But those who understand legacy see obstacles as part of the process, tests of their commitment to something greater than themselves. Now imagine living a life where your name is synonymous with influence, impact, and inspiration. Imagine being remembered not just for what you did, but for who you empowered and the difference you made in countless lives. But before you can build that lasting legacy, there's one final key to unlocking your full potential. How do you keep the fire alive? How do you stay driven and purposeful even when the journey seems endless? How do you maintain the force that compels you to keep pushing forward no matter what? That's what we'll uncover in the last step, the unstoppable force of relentless purpose. Are you ready to discover the secret to staying motivated and powerful through every season of your life? The final revelation awaits. Purpose is the engine that drives your life. It's the invisible force that keeps you moving forward when everything else tries to stop you. Without purpose, you are like a ship lost at sea, tossed by waves of doubt, fear, and distraction. But when your purpose is clear, when it burns deep inside you, nothing can stand in your way. The question is, how relentless is your purpose? How fiercely do you hold on to the reason you started? Relentless purpose is not a momentary feeling. It's a daily decision. It's waking up every morning with a burning commitment to your vision, no matter the obstacles, no matter the setbacks. It's about anchoring yourself in why you do what you do, so that every challenge becomes fuel, every failure a lesson, every delay a test of your resolve. Ask yourself, when the going gets tough, what keeps you going? Is it just hope? Is it just ambition? Or do you have a deeper, relentless purpose that demands you press on? This purpose doesn't waver because it is rooted in your identity, in your mission to become the person you were meant to be, and to fulfill the destiny waiting for you. Relentless purpose transforms your mindset. It turns excuses into opportunities, fear into courage, and weakness into strength. When your purpose is relentless, you become unstoppable, not because the road is easy, but because your why is too powerful to quit. You no longer work just for rewards or recognition. You work because quitting is not an option. But how do you cultivate this relentless purpose? It begins with clarity, knowing exactly what you want and why it matters. It grows through commitment, making a promise to yourself that no matter what, you will keep moving forward. And it thrives on resilience, bouncing back from every fall, stronger and more determined than before. Purpose also requires focus, blocking out the noise, the distractions, and the doubts that try to pull you off course. It demands discipline, showing up day after day, doing the work, even when the excitement fades. This combination of clarity, commitment, resilience, focus, and discipline is what creates a force so powerful it can break through any barrier. Imagine living a life where your purpose is not just a dream, but a relentless force driving every action. Imagine waking up each day with an unshakable conviction that what you do matters, that your efforts are changing the course of your life and the lives of others. This is the ultimate power, the power to force things to work, not by chance but by relentless design, to take control of your destiny, to overcome every obstacle, and to build a legacy that will never be forgotten. So I ask you today, are you ready to awaken that unstoppable force within you? Are you ready to live with relentless purpose and make your vision a reality? The time to start forcing things to work is now. No more waiting, no more hoping. It's time to act with unwavering purpose and unstoppable power. Your future depends on it, your legacy demands it, and your time is